Okay, now we're going into creating fabulous ambience and a real feeling in your home with a beautiful, warm, undertoned piece of art. So this beautiful piece, abstract piece that I adore, is called Over the Hills, and it's from Danish artist now residing in Australia, Gita Backhausen. So if you like to follow Gita, she is Gita Backhausen Art, or over at Instagram, Gita Backhausen Art. So have a look out for Gita. But this one here it's a real melting pot. I love abstract art. I love it in the home. And the room that we're going to now decorate is this one that I'm dropping in now, which is this fabulous living room, but very dated, as you can see in the picture. So let's just pretend that we're either going to hang this fabulous piece of art from Gita over that fireplace, or we're going to add it across the room, maybe with other pieces of art, because it's not a huge piece. But in any way, we're going to think about how we can create a warm colour palette from Gita's fabulous piece of art here. So I am really thinking about colour again, of course. I mean, I'm looking at the colours here and I'm thinking, you know, the standout colour for me that I love is this beautiful olive green that almost goes into the chartreuse green. And then there's little inflections of raspberry and red, and there's all sorts of things going on in there. There's even this peachy bright tone, but we're really going to stick to 3. So you've got a lot of options here, so have fun with it. So the first thing I want to do is really look at what I could do. I'm going to hang that piece over that wall. Now I need a sofa in that room, so I could be looking at something lovely like this gorgeous, quite punchy green. And I could do maybe a sectional L-shaped sofa. This is a lovely fabric that you could use for your sofa. So I could have that. I could be using green. I'm not sure at what percentage yet. So remember, I'm thinking 60, 30, 10. I could add throw pillows on that couch and this lovely sort of deep sort of pink. I don't know, what do we call that? Deep mauve. I could go into a brighter chartreuse at some point. This is actually chartreuse here. Goes well with that fabric. I could be taking fabric inspiration from something I found which has the same green in it. This also has a steely grey in it. Remember that grey, if you ever stuck, grey can be one of your neutrals, and it can also be one of your staple 3 colours. So because this painting has warm undertones, remember too, green is either or, it's on the spectrum. So green can be warm, or it can go, if it's minty green, it goes into cool, but this is very warm green. So if I'm going to pick grey, then I need to go with something that's quite warm. So this is a warm grey, a lighter and darker grey. Hearth Strength, it's a Porter's paint called Dusty Mule, it's fabulous. I mean, that could be my 60% if I want to go grey again, but if I don't want to go with grey and I want to keep going with the greens, I could pick a very muted green here, which is called Old Moss. This one's great actually. If I go to my painting, I can see it around about here. And that could be the muted green that I use in the room if I want to go with green. Or I could take it up a level to wild, go wild, take it to Wild Moss and have a really punchy moment. I can do half the room or most of the room in the more muted and then have a feature area, which is a brighter green. I can do all sorts of things. I can do a rug in this warm sisal, which is very organic if you want to feel something quite textural underfoot. I can do something very plain but going into the walls. Or I can actually go heavier with the fabric, still, you know, working with the colours that are in the painting. In this painting, believe it or not, of course, we've got the greens, we've got some pinks, and I think we've even got a little bit of this almost teal colour. So you can go any way with it. I mean, that's quite patterned. I'm not sure about that one. But also too in the furnishings, looking at this painting, I can either go with a really deep, almost into the deep rust reds, or I can go and have a pop of colour. I could even use this quite bright pink. It's almost hot pink, but you can see the flash of that next to the painting. So really, I want to give you guys the opportunity to play and just think, well, what are my 3 colours I'm going to use? Is it going to be a really muted green on the wall? Is it going to be grey on the wall? You don't have to do 3 colours. You can do a neutral grey and then just have your green and your purple, or your green and your burgundy. We could keep going with the wallpaper. Here's our fabulous wallpaper book. And I've got all these other options. I could do one side of the wall, in this fabulous muted olive green wallpaper that has just a little bit of this yellow inflection. And I could do that on one side of the apartment. Here's a larger piece of it. There's just so many options here, and this is what the great thing about decorating is. But if you're going to stick to a plan, remember it is 3 colours initially. You've got your 60, that could be grey, or it could be the mossy green on the walls. You could go brighter green in the fabrics for the lounge. You could do another occasional chair in this beautiful rust or burgundy, or even going into a deeper pink. You could even bring in, got all of these options here. This fabulous one here, believe it or not, has all the colours in. So you could, you know what I mean? You could just go with 2 different greens and then a pink. There's so many options. So this is the fun of just creating a new reality in your home using the paint as your artwork. Again, it could be across on the, above that fireplace, or it could be mixed in with other pieces. You could do a gallery wall across that room, and have a look at the mood boards that I'm flashing through now that give you ideas about how this room could turn out in the end. But have fun with this. I hope you've enjoyed this session on creating a beautiful landscape in your living room with lots of texture and feel and gorgeous colour using this beautiful piece from Gita Backhausen Art.